Yo, what is good? Back again with another video. I know it's been a little bit, but today this video gonna be kind of special. I'm gonna show y'all my entire process of how I went from this design and got it made, handbag, you know what I'm saying? Designing everything without leaving the crib, without having to put up a bunch of money for bulk, custom inside, custom label print and big size design print. But I'm gonna show y'all basically how I did the whole entire design in Photoshop, where I went to get it printed, how long it took me to print it, you know what I'm saying? Just giving y'all the whole real basis of how you can start your own brand type thing. And I also got a couple other tees that I got printed I'm gonna show y'all as well. And yeah, I'm gonna show y'all everything, bro. I'm not a gatekeeping type of dude. It's gonna be completely transparent, and I'll share with y'all my experiences. And you might learn some design stuff along the way. So tap in with me, like the video, subscribe, and yeah, let's get into it. Okay, so right here we have the full design. This is what actually went onto the t-shirt, finished product. Design didn't really take me too long because I already knew what I was kind of going for. So, it's really simple, really reminiscent of the, tees that you would see back in the day. And that's kind of the look I was going for. So yeah, I'm just gonna break it down and show you exactly how I did it. So right here I have my blank document, front and back. I can make all my documents 16 by 21, so they will fit the dimensions for the print that I use, meaning like the DTG print. Yeah, that's the dimensions of the area of the print. So I just make the document the same size just to make it easier, so I can have everything fit perfectly. Just to make this a little bit easier, I brought in some of the assets that I used already. So right here, this is how I started. This is the original background of the design. It's I believe it's just like a space render. I think I got this from Fuller Mo, so shout out to Fuller Mo. And the same for this one. I think this is in his background pack, so I just used both of these. I actually think I did it kind of like this or something like this, and then I did a hue saturation. Believe it was something like this here. You check the settings right there, and then the next thing I did is bring in the main image of MJ right here, and upscaled it, and it came out like this. Then I added this earth render right here. It fit right at the bottom right here, just to give it kind of a more atmospheric space type of look. And then from here, I believe I started with the text. So I did champions. The font that I used on this one was Merit, I believe. Merit is something that was used a lot back in the day, so turn off this italic because it was straight up. I believe it was capitalized like this. We're gonna make it a little bit bigger, and we went with the classic arc. I do arc lower, bend it up a little bit, say about 15, then Control T, drag it up like so, and then we're gonna slide it right into place right here. I say that's good right there. Actually, let's make the font a little bit bigger. I believe it was a little bit bigger than this, about like that right there. That way it takes up the whole area up top here. And then we're gonna actually drag it under MJ, so his head comes over the top of the text. Now for this text style, I believe I used a pack that's on my website, Zays Studio, pure 1990s textile pack. I put the link for this pack in the description. I believe I used this one right here, the first one in the pack, and came out like this, which is cool. And then we added the 1996 NBA World text. Obviously this one's going to be a little bit smaller. Make sure it's pretty centered right here. And I think we actually used a different text for this one. We used Gaudi Heavy Face, which is another popular text. If you don't have these fonts, you can check the link down in the description. I'll give you a link to the font pack that I've been talking about in the past few videos. It's free download, and it has all these fonts that I use, pretty commonly. Now, a trick with this text that we're gonna do is we're gonna duplicate it, and we're gonna rasterize both of them. Oh, actually, yeah, we're gonna rasterize type, because I don't think we're gonna need to make any changes. Rasterize this one, and we're gonna rasterize this one as well. We're gonna take the rectangle tool, and we're gonna draw a rectangle around the NBA text on the top layer, and we're gonna delete that. We're gonna deselect, Control D. Then we're gonna come to the bottom layer right here, and we're gonna delete the 1996, and I'm gonna select this square right here, the second one right here with the two squares blended, so you can make two selections at once. We're gonna select the world, and make sure we're on the bottom one. We're gonna delete that one as well. So now we have these in two separate layers, NBA by itself and then the world by itself. That way we can apply two different textiles to them, because if you come back and look at the original one right here, there are two different textiles. So I'm just gonna copy the textile from this one and paste it here, just so I can go over it again and show you exactly what I did. So the gradient is actually a little bit darker. It's around there for the second one, and for this one it's a little bit lighter. Yeah, everything else should be pretty similar. Did I do outside on those? Yeah, I did outside, so yeah, that was right. Okay, then for this one, for the NBA one, I made it red. So there we go. I actually made it I think I made the red a little bit more deeper on this one. So let's go ahead back into the layer styles. Let's choose a deeper red out there. That's fine, that'll do. And we have our top text done here. Now the next thing we're gonna do is add the little Bulls logo right here, just to give us kind of some space for the Bulls text that's about to go right here. So for this text, I use Merit again. So let's go ahead, bring in the Merit text, click on that. Let's actually move this up, and then we're gonna type in Chicago. I believe it went over the top, yeah, about right there. I think it was a little bit bigger. So let's increase the font size just a little bit to about so. Then we're gonna duplicate this layer, hold shift and bring it directly down. Change this to full, this over until we get that snap. Let's actually make this one a little bit larger. That back around there. There we go. So we have our Chicago Bulls text. Actually, we're gonna grab all three. We're gonna move it south just a little bit to about right there. That's cool. And then we're gonna add one more text. I believe this text is brush script. Again, all these texts will be available in the description. Let's turn this off, turn that off. Then we're going to type in the bottom quote. Then we're going to shorten the text height with this right here. Then we're going to space it out, nudge up just a bit. There we go. Now, I believe this text was just white like that. So for this one, for the Chicago Bulls, we're just going to copy and paste the layer styles, the red one. Just going to paste that here. Paste layer style, and then we're just gonna come back here for this one and apply that one. Oh, actually it's the other way around, sorry. My bad, got them a little bit confused. So actually let's paste the Chicago here, and we can come to the Bulls and then apply. We're actually gonna nudge it just a tiny bit, just a tiny bit, just to give the text a little bit of space to breathe. And from there we can continue to add some of the rest of the assets. So I added an image of Michael Jordan in the background like this. I have it set to screen, and I could use the mask to kind of get rid of some of the edges here. I missed this edge because I believe it had the trophy and a photo of Phil Jackson that we're going to be adding here in a second behind it, so you can't really see it. But yeah, I kind of blended it in. It's just an image of him shooting a layup, set to screen. And then on the other side, it was another image that I had right here of all three of the guys, Jordan, Pippen, and Rodman, just as another little supplement background image. And then here's the image of Phil Jackson that we end up using. So what I did was, on this image, I created a ellipse, and I held shift and created a circle around him. I believe something like that. And I did control select, and I added a mask of that. Then I clicked invert. Wait, did I do it on the right layer? Yeah, I did. Actually, let's do that again, because as you can see right here, it's kind of cut off. That's not what we want. So let's delete that mask. Let's come to the ellipse again. Let's put it back on top just a little bit. That way it has a little bit of space in the corner. Control click. Then we're going to add a mask on that layer again. Move this out of here. And then what I did was I went back and selected the ellipse tool again, and I added a stroke. Make it a little bit bigger. Sit about right there. Then we're gonna add some text over here in a second. Then next we're gonna add in a couple of the other renders. So we're gonna add in Dennis Rodman. Okay, so there's Rodman. And then we're gonna also add in the Scottie Pippen render right there. And yeah, I think those are pretty decent placements. Okay, so now we're gonna go back to the brush script here. We're to make it a little bit smaller. Obviously, we're gonna turn off the caps. Then we're gonna start with Dennis, Rodman. Then we're gonna remove some of the auto height. Then we're gonna apply a simple layer style here. Blending options, we're just gonna add a stroke, a black stroke, just so you can actually like read the text. It's pretty solid, and a slight drop shadow. Nothing too crazy. Nothing too crazy. And another thing I did, I aligned the text to the left like so. I think it was a little bit larger, about like that. Let's drag it back over, and we're actually gonna remove tightness of it, and we're gonna change the height a little bit to about right there. That's pretty good. And then we're gonna duplicate this, and we're gonna bring it down for Scotty. Let's drag it up. Then we're gonna type out Scotty, same type of deal. Put that right there. Next, we're gonna do the same thing for Phil Jackson and MJ. So we're gonna put this text right here for Phil Jackson. So, and gonna duplicate the Scottie Pippen text one more time, and then we're gonna do the Michael Jordan text. Put Michael Jordan right here. There we go. Okay, so the next thing here is to bring in the championship. Gonna make that about level with the text right there, and pretty much the main basis of this image is done. I did a few more things like recoloring the main image and some of these guys right here, which takes a second. Okay, so I also added this image and this image right here, kind of like onset onto the trophy. So what I'm gonna do is click on the trophy right here. I'm gonna click on trophy, then I'm gonna come right here on this layer above, add a mask. Then I'm gonna do the same thing here. Click again, add mask, and I believe I set these to kind of like sit in a trophy type of thing, where it's real slight. So I set that one to screen, and I believe I set this one to screen as well, and then lowered the opacity a little bit just to get some details, like some extra details in the image. Another thing we did is recolor the earth, actually to make the place about right there. And I believe I did that by adding levels, and made it a little bit brighter. So actually make a clipping mask. You have to do that. Just fiddle with the settings until I got a result that I like. There's no real, oh, it gotta be like this, gotta be like that. Set that one hard, like a little bit more detail. And yeah. So of course, had some color correction on the main images. I added a black and white on MJ, create clipping mask. Then I went in and actually manually colored everything, which I'm not gonna do on here because it's too much, not gonna lie to you. But basically, I separated the colors. I went in with a brush and I colored the whole thing in manually just to make the red pop a little bit more. But yeah, you know, like I said, it's just a red layer set to overlay. Like, I'll show you, literally just a trace out of the jersey. So I took my brush tool and I scribbled it all in. Now I did this for the skin tones. For the sake of the video, I'm not gonna do it because it takes forever, bro. I'm just gonna try to line it up as best I can. So I did that, then I set it to overlay just to make the jersey pop more. Then I also did it, as you can see here, for the skin tone. So I just took a deep brown, so again, set it to overlay, and dragged it in. I mean, drew it in manually, and I did that for every single render. Again, this is so you can really choose exactly what color you want your images to be. You know, it's not really like it looks less like an image, and it gives it more of a t-shirt vibe. So again, black and white, create clipping mask, as you can see right there. It's for the sake of the video. Take those two colors. Oh, these are for Pippen. It's gonna drag that right there. Gonna add another black and white on Pippen. And again, in order, like I said, to achieve this effect, the only thing you have to do, grab your brush tool, pick a skin tone that you want, and just drag it in, guys. So just color it in, and you'll get exactly the tone you're looking for. There we go. I also like to erase like the eyes and the teeth and stuff from the skin tones, just so you know it has a little bit more detail, a little bit more pop to it. So without it, it looks like that, and with it, it looks like that. It's a more solid base, more consistent color. And we're gonna do the same thing for Rodman and Phil Jackson. So as you can see, those are the two layers. So again, I'm just gonna drag it in and align them. I'm just gonna keep it a bean with y'all. Y'all don't want to sit here and watch me play coloring book, you know. Y'all just want to know how I did it and go on from there. So now we're gonna do the last thing for Phil Jackson as well. Go ahead and zoom in a bit, put that over his face like so. We got to add our black and white, so let's add that black and white. Then let's add the clipping mask. And I believe on this black and white, I actually took a brush and I erased some of the black and white mask. In order to do that, you want to click on the mask right here, get a black brush, and a little bit, let's go to about 55 or so. And I went in on his clothes right here, his suit, kind of got some of the color back in that, and there you go. That's pretty much the front of the image redone, you know, from scratch. And one thing I did do on top of this, you know, so I went to my artboard, I made it transparent, then I did Control A, Control Shift C, Control V, and I made like a layer, like just one, you know, image of it. Let's actually go back to black just so I can make sure it's aligned correctly. And then I ran an action on it, and that action is in my newest kit. It's called the Vintage Grunge Action Pack, where it kind of just helps you like give you a little bit more t-shirt detail on each one of your designs. So it's called the Vintage Action Pack. Again, it's available on my website, and you want to make sure if you use this, make sure that you use it on a 300 resolution graphic, and make sure you get a composite like full layer of your entire image that you want to do it on. And you want to make sure that it's just your image and it's not like the background included, so make sure it's transparent as well. So we're going to come to our action, and then we're just going to hit the play button right here on the Vintage T-shirt Grunge effect. And here you go, got the notification again. Click OK, click continue, and then another window is going to pop up, and you're going to fit it into the screen just so you can see what you're doing. And as you can see, it's added a stamp and a grain. You can come in and adjust these as you like, and it'll bring out a little bit more like the grungy details type stuff, and just adjust it to taste. So I kind of like that right there. And then there you go. See how it gives it a little bit more of that effect, and boom, this is what I used to get that same effect that I have on my t-shirt, just like that. So now we can go ahead and I'll walk you guys through the back design, which is very similar to the front, but I know a lot of people probably want to see it. So okay, so getting on with the back design, I used another space, the same space background and the same kind of star field, same spacey effect, you know, as just like a render. And I added this world basketball kind of blend from my and this one's in my vintage assets pack, vintage streetwear assets pack. It's just a ball and the earth kind of combined. So then from there I went and added, you know, the main render that we see. It's kind of to the side because on this side I added 3 circles with more details. And from there I added these 4 trophies because at this point they had only won 4 championships out of the 6. And here are the other 3 renders that I added: Ron Harper, Tony Kukoc, and Steve Kerr. So another thing that we did at the top right here is we added the quote. Let's go ahead and change this to white. Turn this off. There we go. Add the text right here. We're gonna make some changes to that in a second. Then we're gonna add another text here. Add that second quote there at the bottom. Then I'm just gonna go ahead and just add all the text here. Then this one was brush script, just like the other ones. Oh, actually, sorry, it wasn't brush script, it was minstrel right here. You're gonna come back in and add some text styles and all that other stuff here in a second. Okay, so I made a few little adjustments here. Now we're gonna add the arc lower again, bring that up to about 10, make the text a little bit bigger, change this to 100. Let's actually make it a little bit bigger, change it to about there, hit OK. Let's actually bend it a little bit to about 15, make it just a tiny bit bigger. There we go. We can stretch it more vertically like so, but not that much. There we go. Next we're gonna do the bottom text as well. It kind of has an opposite arc effect. So instead of arc lower, we're gonna do arc upper, and we're gonna bend it negative as well. Make it a little bit larger, and we're gonna pull it up like so. I'm gonna put that right there. Let's actually make that arc a little bit stronger, just like that. Next thing we're gonna do, just gonna add the side text. Now this, I believe, is a brush script, just like the other names in the front. Again, align it to the left. That about that size. Click OK. Actually, these weren't aligned to the left. These were actually, I kept these center. And we're gonna bring it up like that. Boom. Duplicate layer. Same thing for Mr. Kukoc, Tony. We're gonna duplicate it one more time. We're gonna do the same thing for Steve Kerr. Go. And we had another text right here that said 72-10 with an exclamation point. And I believe this text is, we're gonna add a arc to this one, arc lower. Actually, I think on this one, I just did a regular arc because I think the arc lower didn't give me the result I wanted. So I just did it like that. Control A, made it a little bit taller and a little bit larger, like so. Then I brought it down on top of that. Also, I'm gonna this ball a little bit bigger in the background, about so. I'm gonna take some of these rings, move it over a little bit, move it up. We're gonna actually make this one way taller. Put that about there. And pretty much the basis of the design, you know, shit's already almost done. You know, it's not too, like I said, there's not too much that go into this. We're gonna go to blending options right here just to make it quick. Add a stroke, nice white stroke there. Click OK. I'm gonna copy this, paste it for each one. Then for the text, we're just gonna use the same type of we're gonna use the same layer style that we use on the front for the names. Just gonna paste it, paste layer style, then paste layer style. Gonna do the same thing for the Chicago is, and then we're gonna use a similar technique. Actually, let's go ahead and add the titles on here. So we're just gonna put this back to 100, put this back to 100 as well, and we're gonna change this font to back to the legendary Minstrel right here. Then we're just gonna do 1991, drag that where the ring is, where the championship is, paste layer style, duplicate, hold shift. I'm gonna duplicate it one more time while holding both so it makes a double duplicate. Then I'm gonna drag them over. I'm gonna fix the font size here in a second. So for all of these, we're gonna make the font way smaller, say about 80. 80's fine. Gonna do the same for all of the rest of them. 80, and there we go. So we're gonna change this to 92. Change this one to 93. Gonna do this one to 96. There we go. Make sure they're kind of in the middle. There we go. Now for one more thing, we gotta paste this text style right here for the 72 is 10. For the 72 and 10 as well, paste layer style right there. Now for this unstoppable text, we're gonna go back to that pure 1990s text style pack. Actually, first let's duplicate this layer because I kind of did some slick shit on this. Duplicate layer. I did something pretty similar to what I did on the front, you know, with this right here. As you can see, it's like red in the front, blue in the back. This one also has to be a little bit about right there. Let's do it like that. Then on the bottom one, we can come in and take the Chicago text, copy layer style, because I believe that's the same layer style. And then we're gonna do it on the bottom one, paste layer style. So top one, it's like that. This one, it's like that. On the mask, make a mask on the text. We're gonna rasterize the type here, and we're gonna rasterize layer style. And we're going to then create the mask on this top one. That way we can kind of come in, erase. We're gonna take a smaller one right here. I'm gonna stop about halfway on this text. That way it kind of, the dash kind of blends, similar to this one. It kind of stops like right there halfway, and it blends. There we go. So I'm gonna do the same thing with this text up top. I'm gonna duplicate it. Then I'm going to take, the same layer style that we use on the front. I'm gonna paste it on one of them like that. And then again, on the back, we're gonna use this first one. And it's gonna be the same deal. So as you can see on the original, the bottom was blue and the top one is, the bottom one is yellow and the top one is blue, sorry. And then we're going to rasterize layer style. And then for this one, I did the pen tool just so I could have a little bit more control. I went in and kind of got as close as I could possibly. Kind of made this text a little bit closer, so it's not gonna be perfect, but for the sake of the tutorial, you know, it's gonna be showing you. So I'm going along the top here just to kind of separate the text so I can, you know, kind of get the color separated here. Then we're gonna make a selection. I'm gonna do Control Shift I. There you go. And that's pretty much just the build of the back. Again, I did the same process as far as coloring with the front. I went and picked the skin tone, did all of that, and then I also took some earth, like an earth render, and I cropped out the hands and set the earth to overlay on the basketball after I desaturated the basketballs. So I made the basketballs black and white, and I added, the earth, and I set it to overlay, and I did it on all of these other ones as well that's in these images. But yeah, like I said, I took the same process, as far as separating the colors, and I filled in all of the skin tones with one color. I did his hair green on this one because it wasn't green in the original render. So like I said, took all the reds out, filled the reds in manually with the same deep red that I use right here, just so the color would be consistent, and erased the teeth and the eyes just to make them pop a little bit. Took the same brown, filled in that. Also did that with these guys over here. Made the jerseys, the same color, filled it in, set it to overlay. When I did that, I was like, you also got to make sure that you have the renders in black and white mode. And you just take the brush, manually drawing everything, So like I said, for the sake of the video, I'm not really going to do that because it takes a while. And yeah, I mean, y'all pretty much get the gist of it. It's not too much, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, this is the final design. So I also did the same thing. It's not on this one for some reason, but yeah, I did the same thing as far as the grunge effect. Added it to this one as well, and this is the final product. But yeah, I just wanted to show you guys, the process of what went into it. So now that we have the design finished, I'm gonna show you the exact supplier I used to get my shirts printed and shipped to me, high quality and all kind of stuff like that. So yeah, let's go ahead and move into that. So this is the website that I use to get my stuff printed. It's a print on demand service. So what that means is whenever you get an order, or whenever you decide you want to get something printed, you don't have to buy in bulk. They'll just print that one order for you, and as the orders come in, they'll start printing more for you. So you don't have to buy 100 t-shirts up front, at a high price. You can, as you get sales, they print it, they bag it, they ship it out, and all you have to worry about is paying them for the service. And yeah, so this is what I used, and I'm going to show you exactly what I did to so basically you'll choose your garment. You can choose any of them. Like, they all have different things. Like, they have oversized, they have boxy, they have raw hem, and you can come from here and, like, say for example, I want the 305 oversized joint, and I'm gonna just click start designing, and then from here, the screen will pop up. You can come in and pick your design. Like, here we go, here's the design I did. You drag it into place. You can choose a color you want, thing, back, bop, whatever. Come in, add a back like I did. Come in and add the back just like that. Then you can even add the neck label. Boom. Then, you know what I'm saying, you can have different colors or whatever. Choose whatever color you want, and you can click save. Then it'll tell you to fill out the information that you want to fill out, and you can add the graphics to your handbags. You can add the graphics to, like, your the tag. You can add the graphics to the packaging. They do it all for you, bro, and they ship it out, and it'll arrive at your door. And again, it came in a branded bag. This is obviously the brand for my clothing brand. You can go ahead, pop in the description, whatever. You'll get it in a bag like that. And then again, here's the tee, going back, walk, solid print. You know what I'm saying? Big back print. And they do oversized prints as well. You know what I'm saying? It looks exactly like what I did on the website, bro. I mean, it looks exactly like what I did on Photoshop, bro. The same. So, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to them. Like I said, they even do the inside tags. I'm trying to do this in the camera, so my hands are like kind of like going opposites. Boom. Then, yep. Like I said, I'm sorry if it's wrinkled. So, see right there. You know what I'm saying? Zoom in, take a look. I mean, inserts. Again, here's the back. Like I said, it's exactly like what was on, it's exactly like what we did on Photoshop. Printed it, came straight to you. You know what I'm saying? So right now I'm about to show y'all a couple other tees that I designed. All of these are gonna be on the website in the description. So this is the POC joint I did. This is similar to like some other tutorials and shit that I did. You know what I mean? Front, back, big print. You know what I'm saying? Now if they wrinkle, excuse me, cause I've been wearing these motherfuckers. Kobe joint right here. 3D text with the mama going in and out. You know what I mean? Big print on the back. Got my Stone Cold Rock joint. WrestleMania. You know what I'm saying? Big print on the back. And I got the AI joint. You know what I mean? 3D text. Only the strong survive on the back. And yeah, that's pretty much how you can do it, y'all. I'm just giving y'all raw information. And yeah. So, you know what I'm saying? If you ever want to start your own thing, you know what I'm saying, but you don't have the equipment, or you don't want to buy in bulk up front, or you don't have to, you know, you can just sit back, design the shit, upload it, have them send it, have them ship it, you know what I'm saying? All the while still keeping a decent sized profit margin, because, you know, that's obviously the most important thing with starting a business. So, yeah, you can do that. And it's just an option, you know what I'm saying? You can always go with a local screen printer or a local DTG joint. Do whatever works for you. I have these available on my website, Throwback Club. Link is gonna be in the description if you like this tee. You know what I'm saying? Hope y'all learned something from the design aspect of the tutorial as well. And I'm gonna keep bringing y'all valuable content. That's my number one thing on this channel. I want to help people, you know what I'm saying, be able to do what they want to do. Go ahead, hit that like button, tap the subscribe button, subscribe to the channel, and yeah.